You might remember that quite recently I made a video seeing if I could game on Haiku. Well, in today's video we're going to be testing a game on Haiku that's important enough to have its own video. In today's video we're going to be trying out Half-Life, one of the best games ever made, right now on the Linux Lounge. So in order to run Half-Life on Haiku, you first need to install X-3D, which is an open source Half-Life engine that exists for a variety of platforms and is available on Haiku from the Haiku depot. Once you have that installed, you need to copy the Valve folder from an existing copy of Half-Life. Personally, I own Half-Life through Steam, so I just copied my entire Half-Life folder from my Steam folder on my desktop PC to my Haiku machine. After you've done this, you need to open X-3D and select the folder that contains your Valve folder. Once I'd gone through this process, I just hit run, and immediately I was presented by Half-Life on Haiku. How cool is that? So once I had Half-Life running, I decided to try out a multiplayer map first. So I decided to fire up my favourite Half-Life map, Crossfire, and I found that it works pretty well. This really is the full Half-Life experience on Haiku. The graphics, sound and gameplay all work pretty much as you'd expect them to. My only complaints here are that the frame rate is a little bit lower than I'd like, and there's some screen tearing. Also there's some occasional stuttering, but all of this might just be due to the fact that Haiku's graphics drivers are somewhat underdeveloped still. I also decided to try some of the single player in Half-Life 2, and I found that it worked pretty well. The train ride in Half-Life is definitely as cool as ever on Haiku. The only problems that I really experienced were to do with input. For whatever reason, the game didn't seem to like accepting my mouse clicks, which admittedly made it pretty hard to play. The mouse acceleration on Haiku doesn't seem ideal for playing Half-Life either. But with those two things, your mileage may vary, and I suspect that if you don't encounter these issues, you'll probably have a pretty great experience playing Half-Life on Haiku. So in conclusion, I absolutely love Half-Life and I absolutely love Haiku. So the fact that you can play Half-Life on Haiku has me absolutely nerding out. If you're a nerd for these two things like me, I would definitely check out Half-Life on Haiku. I also do have to say that the fact that you can run Half-Life on Haiku is truly impressive, and I can't wait to see what games become playable on Haiku in the future. So with that said, that's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more Haiku videos, I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.